Hi, cuties. Happy Tuesday. Ready for a joke? Alexa, tell me and my students a joke.
Why did the chef refuse to crack an egg? He didn't want to whisk it.
Why did the chef refuse to crack the egg? He didn't want to whisk it instead of risk it. That was good. All right, my friends, we're going to be reading today 2 chapters, and let's go. We're on chapter 16. The end of fall baseball season is here, and Baba is not. He missed the whole thing. Or maybe he didn't miss anything at all, since I didn't play in a single game. Today is our team end-of-season party at the Slice of Heaven Pizzeria, with all the Cardinals and the and the Phoenixes. When Ami and I walk in, the smell of pizza brings me back to cricket team pizza parties in Karachi, which makes me miss Baba even more. Lots of other teams are here, including a soccer team with one girl I recognize from school. Akash waves, "Bilal, over here!" Ami fiddles with her dupatta, weaving the ends of the scarf through her fingers. She smiles. "Go on, Bilal. Join your friends." It hits me that this is the first time Ami has been anywhere in America without auntie or uncle. Ami is learning English, but she doesn't speak it very often. Henry waves me over to where he stands with Akash and some other kids. "Hey, Bilal." Akash leans in, lowering his voice. "We're talking about who's gonna get MVP. MVP? Most valuable player," they say in unison, then look around to see if anyone heard them. I tune out of their conversation when I look over at Ami, standing alone and still fingering the ends of her scarf. She moves toward the end of the table and pats a folded napkin, with a fork and a knife nestled inside, like it's the most interesting object in the world. Behind Ami, Jordan walks into the room with her mom. Jordan sees me, then looks away. I don't think she'll come over as long as I'm standing with the guys, so maybe I should go say hello. I wonder if I could slip away without the guys even noticing. Before I can decide what to do, Coach Matt raises a hand. "Okay, folks." We all quiet down. "First of all, welcome to our end-of-season gathering." Coach Pablo nods toward the parents. "Please have a seat." He waves his hand to the left end of the table and says, "Parents at this end of the table." Then he waves his hand to the right, "And players at this end of the table." All the guys scramble to take a seat, but I am torn. Akash waves me over to a chair next to him, but I keep glancing over at Ami. She stands back as parents fill in the seats at their half of the table, chatting and laughing with one another. Ami chooses a seat at the end of the parents section, near the middle of the table. She exchanges a smile with the lady across from her, but then the lady continues her conversation with someone else. Ami leans her arm on the back of the empty chair next to her. She looks so alone. I am not the only one who wishes Baba was here. "Below, come on." Henry jabs his finger at the open seat across from him to the spot next to Akash, so he's like pointing to it. I take 2 steps in that direction, then stop. "Hold on," I say. "I need to ask my mom something." I slip into the seat next to Ami, and she looks surprised. "Bilal, is everything okay?" Ami frowns and puts her hand over mine. I slip my hand out from under hers, hoping none of the guys saw that. "I'm fine, Ami. I just thought I'd sit over here." Aww. Ami's face softens. "Bilal, go sit with your friends. Have fun." She smooths out her paper placemat. Henry slides into the seat next to me and waves, "Akash, over here!" Just as Jordan and her mom come to stand behind the seats across from us. "Are these taken?" Jordan's mom asks. "Please." Ami nods and points an open hand at the chairs. "Please." "For you." Jordan's mom smiles and tucks a strip of blonde hair behind her ear. "Thank you." Henry doesn't look happy to see Jordan sitting across from us, but he doesn't say anything. "See," I whispered to Ami in Urdu. "Now I'm sitting with friends." Aww. This seems to satisfy Ami. She smiles and thankfully does not try to pat my hand again. Pizza! Someone calls. Careful, they're hot, a waitress says, placing a raised tray of pizza between Jordan and me. We've got 8 pizzas here to start, with more coming out. She points at the first pizza at the adults' end of the table. The first pizza is cheese, then pepperoni, next one's Hawaiian, then sausage. Now she points to the other end of the table. Same line up here. We've got cheese first. Her hand follows the pizza path towards the middle of the table, then pepperoni, Hawaiian, and sausage. I was hoping one would be a Mirich masala pizza, the kind I always used to get. Henry loads up his plate with pepperoni pizza slices, and Akash gets 2 slices of Hawaiian. Akash takes a bite of the pineapple and ham pizza and closes his eyes. Bilal, you've got to taste this. I scan all of the pizzas. I can't have any with meat. Cheese pizza is fine with me. Henry stops mid-chew. Why can't you have meat? I've never had to explain halal to anyone before. Ami pauses, setting her fork on the edge of her plate. Go on, she whispers in Urdu. I'll help you explain if you need me to. Not everyone is watching and waiting for my answer. Muslims only eat meat that is halal. I can tell by their faces that my words have not explained anything. Halal means what we are allowed to eat. We can only eat meat from animals that are killed in a very quick way so the animals do not suffer much. One mother puts down her... That's what it says. Sorry, let me finish the sentence. One mother puts down her slice of pepperoni pizza and looks at it like she's not hungry anymore. Shortstop Ben says, sounds kind of like kosher. Akash adds, we don't eat beef at our house. Jordan shakes her head. I make a point to always avoid eggplant. Eggplant's not a type of meat, but she doesn't like it, I guess. Second baseman Carlos grabs another slice of pizza, and I don't eat any green vegetables. So now they're all pitching in all the things that they don't like to eat. Carlos's mother wags a fork in her son's direction. I heard that Carlos Ricardo Vasquez de la Fuente, she says, and we all laugh. Everyone goes back to eating, and Ami gives me a smile. Well done, Bilal. I look at the guys and Jordan. All of us are actually talking and laughing our way through the rest of our pizza, without worrying about baseball. For the first time, it feels like maybe all of us could be friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Pablo stands near a small table filled with trophies and 2 medals. Coach Matt joins him. Hope you all enjoyed the pizza. Everyone cheers, including the parents. Even Ami smiles and calls out, very good. Coach Pablo puts on tiny reading glasses that I've never seen him wear and unfolds a piece of paper. He clears his throat. It has been our distinct honor to work with your sons and daughter, he smiles at Jordan, this season. Scattered laughter ripples through the room, and Jordan's cheeks turn a pepperoni color. Coach Matt nods. Every one of you has worked your tail off this season, and it shows. The Cardinals had the winningest record this fall since I've been coaching, and the developmental team, our Phoenixes, came a long, long way. Coach Pablo picks up a trophy. Okay, players, when I call your name, come on up and claim your well-earned trophy. When they get to my name, Ami's eyes shine and she claps the loudest. Once everyone has a trophy, 2 medals remain. Coach Matt holds up a thick blue ribbon, a medal dangling from the end that glints as it catches the light. This is the award for the most improved player of the season. Murmurs race around the table. For a second, I wonder if it could be me, but I don't think I have improved all that much. Henry has gotten a lot better, and he's hoping that coaches will move him up to the Cardinals for the spring season. Everyone has improved, though, so I'm not sure who it'll be. Coach Matt waves everyone down to quiet. I don't think this will be a big surprise for anyone. He nods. This award is going to a player who before July had never even touched a baseball or a bat in his life. Everyone swivels around and grins at me. My heart fills all the way to the top as I take a shaky breath. Coach Matt gives me a thumbs up and I give him one back. This player continues to show up at every practice, at every scrimmage, and gives his best. If he keeps going at this rate, he'll be unstoppable. Let's hear it for our very own Southpaw, Bilal! The room erupts into applause and my legs feel wobbly as I make my way towards the awards table. Coach Matt shakes my hand and I bow my head as he puts the medal around my neck. Oh. Coach Pablo motions for everyone to quiet down. With his hand on my shoulder, he says one more thing. We'd like to invite Bilal to play with the Cardinals in the spring. I am a Cardinal? I am a Cardinal! Everyone is on their feet, clapping and hollering just for me. I think of how loudly Dado would cheer for me if she were here. Ami's eyes brim with tears. I look away from the pride on her face because I know she is thinking what I am thinking, that the only thing that would make this day better is to have Baba here. Guys, this book gets me. This book gets me. As I make my way back to my seat, everyone's hands are out for high fives, and I slap each one until I reach Ami, who pulls me into a hug. Jordan offers her high five over the table. Way to go, Bilal! Her grin is contagious, and my cheeks hurt from smiling. It's a good thing that other lefty Sebastian picked some Maryland team over the Cardinals, or I might still be a Phoenix. Coach Pablo picks up the next medal and everyone quiets down. This one is for our MVP, Most Valuable Player. The guys all lean in forward in their chairs a centimeter or two. The Cardinals did so well this fall, and there are lots of players who could get this one. Coach Pablo holds up the medal. Although this award is called the Most Valuable Player, we want you to know we value each and every one of you. Coach Matt nods. That said, there is one player who stands out. Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? I have a guess. Who do you guess? Tell me. Let's see. Coach Pablo takes a breath. This player consistently performs well, consistently works hard, and consistently makes a difference on the scoreboard in each and every game. He smiles. Please join me in congratulating, drumroll, Jordan! Jordan gasps. But instead of looking overjoyed, the color has drained from her face, so she got pale. Everyone claps, and some even cheer, but the celebration is nothing compared to mine. No one stands. Jordan's mom throws her arms around her. Oh, honey, I'm so proud. Your dad would be so proud. Jordan makes her way to the awards table. The clapping continues, and she turns. Her mom stands. I stand too, and so do the parents. The rest of the team stands one by one, but there is no whooping or hollering this time. When she gets back to the table, I high-five Jordan, but Henry and the other guys don't. Coach Matt calls, "Who's up for dessert?" Waiters bring out bowls of vanilla ice cream and smaller bowls with sprinkles and toppings. I think about taking my medal off so I don't spill ice cream on the ribbon, but I decide to leave it on and just be very, very careful. I can't wait to tell Baba about winning, and maybe I'll even bring my medal to ESL class to show Mr. Jacobs. I wish I could tell Madassar. I bet Jordan's dad will be so proud that she won MVP. When I open my mouth to ask when she'll get to talk to him next, she slips her medal from around her neck. She wraps the ribbon around it and stuffs the whole thing in her pocket. Henry leans over and whispers to me, "Even Jordan knows she doesn't deserve MVP." When Henry was a guest player for one of the Cardinals games, his dad spent most of the time yelling at the umpire, asking if he was blind. I should ask Henry the same thing. I should ask him if he's ever seen Jordan pitch, because she definitely deserves that medal. But I don't. Henry goes back to his ice cream and to whatever he was talking about before with the guys. I try to catch Jordan's eye to figure out if she heard Henry's words, but she doesn't look up. She stirs her ice cream until the sprinkles disappear. Chapter 17. When I wake up on Thanksgiving morning, I don't open my eyes right away. My family's voices drift up the stairs and into my room. Uncle says something I can't quite make out, followed by laughter. The sound of Hira's and Humza's bare feet slapping against the wood floor mixes with squeals and giggles. "Stop, Jalal," they plead, with voices that make it clear they don't want Jalal to stop tickling them or chasing them for whatever he's doing to make them laugh. Auntie calls, "Jalal, stop tormenting the children," but her warning dissolves into laughter. I try to imagine Baba's laughter mixed in with the others, but I can't do it. It feels like forever since I've heard his voice. Luckily, today we don't have school, so he is going to call us after he gets home from work. I've got so much to tell him, like why today is a holiday. Mrs. Wu said that a long time ago some people from England were saved by people from America, and they had a big feast to say thank you. The people who did the thanking were called pilgrims, and the people who did the saving were called all kinds of things. Jack calls them Indians, but Akash says they aren't from his parents' country. Jordan calls them Native Americans, but Mrs. Wu says they are the Wampanoag people, which is all very confusing. I am still not sure who they are supposed to be thanking, but whoever it is, I would like to thank them for giving us 2 days off of school. I roll out of my janamas each time I touch my forehead to the mat. I pray that the electricity will be on in Karachi when we call Baba. When I head downstairs, rich, earthy smells greet me from the kitchen. They are not Pakistani smells, but my mouth waters all the same. Hira has settled on the couch in her fuzzy bathrobe and rabbit slippers and is watching something on TV with a loud band playing. "Look," Hira calls to me in English. "It's the Macy's parade." She points to the TV. Macy's? I plop onto the chair across from her. Giant colorful balloons shaped like animals and people and characters from movies hover above a street parade, dipping and bobbing in the wind. Macy's is a big store. Hira points to the television. The parade is in New York City. This is another fact my little sister knows that I don't, and she says in English. I remember the saying Jalal told me about. As American as Mom, baseball, and apple pie. Maybe it should be as American as Hira, baseball, and apple pie. He's saying that Hira is the most American out of all of them. The announcers on TV seem very happy about this parade. I can't always follow what they say because they talk so fast, but I am fascinated by the big, flat, decorated trucks. Uncle says that the flat trucks that don't float are called floats, which doesn't make sense. I wonder what it would be like to ride on one of the balloons, up, over the ocean, then across the land to Baba. When the phone rings finally, Hira grabs it first, listening to talk with Baba. I realize she uses as many English words with him as she does Urdu. Baba speaks English sometimes at work, but I think his English must have the same holes mine does. Words like Macy's and floats and even Thanksgiving might be new for him. I try to wait patiently for my turn, but it's hard. Just when I think Hira is finally going to hand me the phone, she says, "Dado!" Now she's talking to Now she's talking to my grandmother? Hira shouts to us, I'm on speakerphone. Like that makes her someone important. But if she talks but as she talks, her smile fades into a frown as she struggles with Urdu words. I have never heard Dado use English. I don't think she knows how. Hira starts a sentence in Urdu, covers the mouthpiece, and whispers, How do you say turkey? After a few more sentences, she asks, What's the word for report card? She looks at me in frustration. Finally, she hands me the phone. Hello, Bilal! A chorus of my relatives' voices come through the line. Thanksgiving Mubarak, Baba says, and we both laugh at our own version of Happy Thanksgiving. Since I'm on speakerphone, their questions tumble out all at once, and I try to keep track so I don't miss anything. How's school? Is your baseball team winning? Are you getting enough to eat? That last question comes from Dado. I tell them school is fine. I don't tell them it's still hard for me to keep up in English, or that I'm behind in reading, or that when I start to write something on a blank page, sometimes I still put my pencil on the right-hand side of the paper before remembering to start from the left. Remember, they write the backwards way than we do. I decide to stick with baseball. The season is over now, and it's getting too cold to play outside. We start again in the spring. Baba tells everyone that I play on a team called the Cardinals, and I am a great pitcher and a medal winner for the most improved. Then he tells them what a pitcher is, because it's a little different from the bowler in cricket. Dado interrupts him. She is the only one who ever does that. Bilal, are you there? Yes, Dado, I'm here. Do you like this baseball? Is it fun? I pause. Sometimes it is fun, but only when I'm pitching. Mostly frustrating. This is what he tells her. Yes, Dado, it's a lot of fun. Baba says when he gets to America, he's coming to all of my games. Lots of murmuring comes over the line, and I can imagine everyone nodding and smiling. I only want to hear Baba say, Yes, I'll be there soon, Bilal, and I will come to every baseball game like I promised. He doesn't say this, though, so I ask a different question. Baba, when can I call Madassar? The relatives' voices stop, and then I hear shuffling, followed by Baba's voice, closer now. I can tell I am no longer on speaker. Bilal, I know you are missing your friend. My relatives' murmurs start up again, but then fade. I think Baba is moving to another room to talk to me. I haven't talked with Madassar since we left. Almost 5 months. I know, Bilal John. But I don't know. I still don't know why, because you won't tell me. Baba sighs and is probably nodding and running a hand through his hair. I will do my best to explain. I grip the phone. I am sad to say that Mudassar's father did something wrong, Bilal. He took money from some of our clients at work. Now I move into the darkened front room away from the others so I can hear Baba better. Is he in jail? No, Bilal. It is my word against his, which makes it complicated. He is saying that I am the one who took the money. Oh, no. But you would never do that. Of course I wouldn't. But I have to prove that he is the guilty one, not I. I nod even though Baba can't see me. Is that why you can't come here? That is why I can't come there yet. But I will come, Bilal. I promise. My mother rests her hand on my shoulder, and I know it's her turn to talk. She steers me back to the family room and nudges me toward my sister, who looks miserable, slumped on the couch. I sit next to her. Hira is too little to understand the real reason Baba can't come to America yet. I still can't believe Mudassar's father would do that to Baba. They were best friends, like Mudassar and me. Is Mudassar still my best friend? What is his father saying about my family? Maybe we're not friends anymore. Hira leans her head on my shoulder and sniffles. Bilal? Her voice is quiet. When she looks up, her eyes brim with tears. I don't know all the words anymore. That's okay. You'll remember them when Baba gets here. Her bottom lip quivers. Besides, Hira, you can teach him all of your English words. Her face brightens. I could do that, couldn't I? I nod as Humza toddles by, grabbing for the phone Ami holds out to him. Say hello to Baba! Humza puts his ear on the phone, and I can hear Baba's jolly voice coming through the line. But after a few seconds, Humza loses interest. He drops the phone on the carpet and wanders toward Hira and me. Lal! Humza shouts. He climbs into my lap, reaches for Hira's braid, and stuffs the end of it into his mouth. Hira gently pulls it back and tickles his cheek with the tips of her hair, and he laughs. Ami comes and puts the phone back up to Humza's ear. He pushes it away and grabs Hira's braid again. Ami walks away, still talking with Baba. He's playing with Hira. I'll put him on next time so he can hear your voice. I realize a truth about my siblings. Not only is Hira forgetting Urdu, but Humza is forgetting Baba. Oh, no! When the table is set and the food is ready, Auntie calls us into the dining room. Candles flicker, the light bouncing off plates heaped with food, most of which I don't recognize. Auntie names them for us. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, candied yams, crescent rolls, gravy, and turkey. Sounds so good. I love Thanksgiving. The food is so yummy. The turkey looks like the ones I've seen on TV, except this one is halal. Ami and Auntie bought it at an Afghan butcher shop. Uncle lifts his head as if he is holding an open Quran, and we do the same. He says, here we go. Bismillah, here, Rahman, Nir, Rahim, reminding us of Allah's grace and mercy. Looking at the strange food on the table, I am hoping Allah will have mercy on my taste buds. We each say our own silent prayer. Mine, always, is for Baba. This time, I also say a prayer for Madassar. Auntie beams as she looks at the table. We eat Pakistani dishes for many meals, but this is one time of the year we eat a traditional American meal. She holds up a crescent roll. This shape reminds me of the crescent moon on the Pakistani flag, the symbol of progress. Auntie smiles. So we do have a little bit of Pakistan on our American table. I'm not sure where to begin. I decide it's safest to start with the bread. I take a roll and spread some of the dark sauce called cranberry on top. Then take a bite. I expect it to be sweet, but it is tart instead. Auntie laughs. Bilal, the cranberry sauce is for the turkey, but I think it's a good idea on bread too. The meat? Why would anyone put fruit sauce on meat? I decide it's fine on bread and finish my roll. My favorite is definitely the mashed potatoes with gravy. In a second place is the turkey. I'm sorry. My favorite is definitely the mashed potatoes with gravy. I love mashed potatoes. And in second place is the turkey. I'm a little nervous to try the stuffing because who knows what's in it. It is a mishmash of colors, like the fall leaves that have already blown away. When I taste the stuffing, I decide it's okay, but I don't ask for seconds. Auntie brings out something called pumpkin pie for dessert. She lets us spoon as much whipped cream as we'd like on top of our slices, and I can't wait to try it. But when I take a bite, I have to work hard to fake a smile and say, as I chew and force myself to swallow. He must not like pumpkin pie. I must not be a very good actor because Auntie says, there may be a bit of jalebi if anyone is interested. She stands and winks at me before heading into the kitchen. So she goes and gets him something she knows he'll like. When she comes back, I dig into the crispy sweetness of the curly noodles. Joel takes a piece and says, I thought this was going to be an all-American meal. He grins at his mother, and her eyes twinkle. If you'd rather not eat the Jalebi, I'm sure I can find someone who will want seconds. I raise my hand hopefully, and everyone laughs. When our stomachs are full and our plates are empty, Uncle says, Alhamdulillah, sorry guys, to praise Allah for the food. He also thanks Auntie, who thanks Ami for making the jalebi, who thanks Hira for fluffing the mashed potatoes with a fork, and somehow Jalal and I get thanked for what we'll be doing later, which is taking out the trash. Auntie smiles and turns to Jalal. Bring the markers, will you? Jalal disappears into the kitchen and returns with a plastic cup filled with markers of different colors. Thank you, Jalal. Why don't you clear the plates while I explain this part? As the plates and platters are taken away and Uncle turns up the lights, I see that the tablecloth designs are not designs. They are words, some in English and others in Urdu. Auntie explains, I got this idea from a neighbor when we moved to America. Here, take one. She passes around the cup of markers. I choose a blue marker, the color of the Karachi sky in November. Every year, we each write something for which we are thankful. We try to write something different each year. Ami smiles. What a lovely idea. It will be different to choose only one thing. If I had to do this last year, there are a million things I could have written. Cricket, Mudassar, my family being together. But last year, I would not have thought about being thankful for having my family together because we had always been together. It's not one of those things you think about. It just is. Until it's not, and then all of a sudden you wish you had been more thankful. Hira poises a fuchsia marker in midair, so it doesn't have to be in Urdu? That's right, Uncle says. It could even be a drawing if you'd like. Hira grins and gets to work. Hamza gets a different kind of marker and a regular piece of paper on his high chair tray. I uncap my marker and I try to look at what others are writing, but I can't tell. I look at what they've written in the past and I notice there are a lot of baseball things written by the same hand over the last few years. I wonder if Jalal will come up with something that's not about baseball. I could write baseball, but there are only some parts of baseball that I am thankful for. Actually, just one part, pitching. Everyone is putting the caps on their pens, so I quickly write something down. This is what he wrote down. This is what it looks like. Auntie looks around with a satisfied smile. Who wants to go first? First? We have to see what we wrote? I'll go, Hira says. I wrote peanut butter sandwiches. Something American written in English, of course. A steady job, Uncle says. Family, says Ami. Neighbors, Jalal says, and I know what he really means is neighbor. A red-haired one in particular, Olivia, right? Allah, says Auntie. She looks at Jalal as she says this, so she must know which neighbor too. I bet she's praying about it a lot to Allah right now. It's my turn, and now I feel silly for saying my answer. Everyone said something serious except for Hira and Hamza, who has more marks on his hands than on his paper. Bilal, my mother asks, what are you thankful for? I run my fingers over the word and take a breath. I wrote jalebi. Ami smiles. I'm glad you liked my dessert. I grin back. I liked everything else too, I say, hoping Allah will forgive me for not telling the truth about the stuffing and the pumpkin pie. The adults seem satisfied with my answer. What I don't say is that jalebi tastes more special here somehow. I used to eat it all the time back in Karachi, but I never thought twice about being thankful for it. It was always there. But here in America, jalebi tastes more than sugary syrup and fried batter. It tastes like good memories and friends. It tastes like happiness and holidays. It tastes like home. Oh, that's so sweet. All right, Tomorrow we will read chapter 18. Now we finished our read along, or read aloud, sorry. And now I'd like you guys to spend 20 minutes on math iReady and 20 minutes on iReady for language arts. So that's 40 minutes total, okay? And we'll see you tomorrow.